I'm absolutely addicted to shopping on Facebook Marketplace. There's so much really affordable and really unique furniture pieces that really can add character to your home, or if you're wanting to make a bit of extra money on the side, flip for a profit. On my search I found this really drab and boring timber sideboard, and I knew with a bit of sprucing and love I could make this into a beautiful piece that will have many more years of use, and I can make some money from it. And I've contacted the seller and they said that I can pick it up tomorrow, so I'll be doing that tomorrow morning, so I'll see you then. Here she is, the $30 Facebook Marketplace dresser. So I'm now just going to give it a good look over to see the quality and condition. So I think it's similar to what I've worked on before, which is a veneer top here. I think this is timber. Drawers are looking okay. Got some interesting sticky things, so I might try and scrape that off. Nothing a good clean won't fix. And inside, it's looking alright. So I've got the other internal shelf there. I'm going to keep all the hardware to keep the cost nice and low. Base is looking good. Definitely do thorough clean and scuff sand. So I think in order to keep this as a textured timber top, I'm going to sand with a 120. I'm going slow and steady to make sure that I'm not burning through the timber. I always like to work on a corner to test first that this is the right grit, and it seems to be working well, so I'll just continue going. When working on the sides, I like to angle up the sander and just go really slow and gentle to make sure I'm not burning through that timber as well. It's all looking good, and this angle I'm just going to go gently and carefully on the corners and on the sides, and then finishing off hand sanding in between those grooves and getting those undersides as well. While sanding this top, I had an impulse to sand one of the drawer fronts. I actually really liked how it turned out, so I'm going to continue on with exposing all those 3 drawers as well. It's a look I haven't done before, so I'm not too sure. I usually like to keep my timber limited to one area, but I'm interested to see how this look goes. So finishing scuff sanding and cleaning the sideboard, ready to add some colour. To continue keeping costs low, I'm mixing all the leftover paints I have, hoping for a teal kind of colour. I'm painting a test patch to see how this looks in the light. On this screen right now it looks quite blue. It actually comes out a lot more teal. Working with good quality paints will always mean that the coverage is always going to be a lot better, and it actually saves you so much more time than having to do multiple coats. So I definitely would recommend always spending a little bit more on quality paints, because you're just going to get a better finish. The end result's always going to look so much better as well. Whilst I had this first coat drying, I wondered if I could sand down the timber top, so I decided to go on that 120 grit again and hold my sander at an angle to see if I could actually smooth down that timber beveling detail, as I'm just not a fan of those sort of details. To really finish off the look on this sideboard and to look intentional, I wanted to paint that inside line with the same colour as well, but I wasn't sure which technique to try, so I first decided to just paint it directly in and then see if I could sand off the paint once dry. That was definitely really messy, and I wouldn't recommend doing this technique. So I tried then using a bit of masking tape on both sides and then painting in. And this was so much more effective in getting a clean, crisp line. So prep work and spending a little bit more time to execute always make a difference with the details. To give a moodier contrast to this bright teal colouring, I decided to use Storm by Pureco paint. I haven't used this colour before, so I'm intrigued to see how this stains on the timber finish. It does look a little bit deeper, a little bit more brown, so I think that'll be a nice contrast to the brightness and vibrancy of that custom teal colour. With the timber top now stained, I'm finishing up painting that inside line, and that's the last detail.
before I move on to waxing and protecting this sideboard. What I noticed is the brass hinges on the doors really stick out compared to the silver handles. So I'm first going to try a rub and buff, but this just did not work as the chrome was really shiny and smooth. So I decided to then spray paint it with Dulux Gold, and this will help tie in the hinges to the drawer pulls.
I absolutely love how this flipped sideboard turned out. It's definitely something different. I haven't really experimented with sanding and exposing timber on the drawer fronts and the timber top as well, but I really like this feature and it might be something I emulate again in the future. And going by the responses and interest on Facebook Marketplace, it was definitely a really popular piece. And I'm happy to say that I sold this for $400 and that gave me a great profit of $350. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to know, do you shop on Facebook Marketplace for furniture for yourself, or are you a flipper and is it your go-to place? So thanks for watching and see you next time.